I was talking with a coworker yesterday. He's a high school student complaining about how he can't sleep at night, how he keeps waking up over and over again. I looked at him and I said, Leo, something tells me that your creativity is screaming for attention. Whoa, wait a second. How do you know that I'm a creative person? Dude, I've only been doing this for how long? Sometimes you've got to be able to do something with your creativity before you head in there to rest for the night, because creativity is never going to let you sleep as long as you give it a voice. Unplugged, because we will always say yes to creativity. Totally Uncut, because we all make mistakes. So turn it into a tool. This is Arroe Unplugged. I always share with future broadcasters that when you walk into a studio, you're never alone. They always give me this really weird oddball look, and they go, well, I'm alone sitting in a room. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to talk over, what song, or what I'm going to do for a podcast, but yeah, I'm alone. Trying to get future broadcasters to understand your existence is something that is very valuable to the process and the journey. To know inside our hearts that your presence has a purpose, and that together with our outreach and with our energy, we can go further than what we did yesterday. So I will always acknowledge that you are here, and I love you for it. And I love the idea that every now and then you'll say, I wonder what this knucklehead is up to. I better go check in just to see what he's talking about today, because he's a weird one. He's a freak. I've heard it all my life. The black sheep of the family, as I was always called. Only because we pick subjects that are about reality. We go where other people want to go, but they don't know how to go. And you have to remember one thing. There's always going to be someone that's going to receive it. How do you plan on planting that seed? Hey, it's Arroe. This is The Choice. This is what I was writing while the sun was waking up on a brilliant new day. Today we're reading from March 3rd, 2023. Now, for most, it's not really a big day for them, yet it is for my wife and I. And the reason why is because it's a huge first step in getting back to a new normal. Literally. The new normal. Remember that? 3 years ago, we were all talking about it with COVID-19. Got to get back to the new normal. That thing has kind of stuck with me because I've learned from the several collections of new normals that we get on a daily basis. But this is a big new normal, a first step. You know, those moments, tiny little shape-shifting moments. Not always good or brilliant, but always worth experiencing. Like trying Chick-fil-A for the very first time. Have you done that? Do you remember your experience? Man, I wish I would have had a writing instrument in my hand. Did your eyes light up before your stomach? Do you like your waffle fries from Chick-fil-A hot or just a little cooled off? Because of the essential job, I meet a lot of new parents. I always invite them to spend less time taking pictures and more time writing about these tiny moments with their little one, because they're not going to get them back. Thoughts on a page become part of the real story that'll be held by the children of the children. My oldest photograph of me shows a child at only 4 days out, just laying there. I do often wonder what was going through the imagination of the photographer. Those moments, those itty bitty little things that we just go, I won't forget this, but we will. And we do it so quickly because we live in this day and lifestyle of taking in so much content and so much life that we're forgetting to live. Sure, we'll take the selfies, but we only keep the good ones. I kind of like looking at the really bad ones. I love it when facial features really kind of give off this little edge that says, ooh, maybe I'm not in that mood. Somewhere in my late 50s, I don't know what it was, but there was a facial change, because I used to take a lot of selfies, because that's what we do in the broadcast industry. When you're doing your social media, they push it. You've got to take those great pictures so that people know who you are with your identity, which always freaked me out because I'm a radio guy. People don't want to know what radio people look like. They just want to hear what is put out there over those song intros or on a podcast. But it's one of those things that you have to move through when your body changes. Well, did I write it down? Yeah, I did. Because I'm a daily writer. That's what daily writing is all about. As for the big change today, the first step of the new normal, I'm blown away by modern day medical technology. Not even 3 weeks ago, my wife had hip replacement surgery. Today, she's going back to work. I wrote about the moment to one day be held by the children of the children. I'm Arroe, and that's what I was writing about while the sun was waking up on a brilliant new day. Wait. My heart is telling me I'm not done. And the reason why I'm not done is because what is the lesson learned today? It was basically a writer talking about his wife, hip surgery, first day back at work, the new normal. The words that we put on a page, and when I talk about the children of the children, taking a 2.5-hour car ride with my granddaughter a few months ago, and she wants to read through the journals because she's going to find out more about what it's like. She wants to learn more about the life before her life because it's replenishing her purpose and plan in the things that she wants to do. Now, that seems really super heavy, right? And it's like, well, my kids are different and my life is not, no way, I'm not dealing with this kind of a plan. And yet, it is that one thing that you can give forward. What you go through, even though it could be a dark, changing time, what you have gone through can actually be the needle in the haystack for somebody up there. It's not that you're living in the future, because what you're doing is you're planting it. You're putting things on a page that give people the opportunity to understand, wait a second, I'm not so screwed up. For the very first time since 2009, July 21st, 2009, the very first time, and today's date is March 3rd, 2023. Look at all those years. The very first time, and my oldest brother has written to me saying, hey, the recent passing of our brother and sister, and now the serious problems that we have with the other sister with her heart. I've got questions, and I think you're the only one that can give me some real answers. Tell me about this thing called family heart disease. When I opened up with him, I also opened up my books, my daily writing, to let him know what the experience was like to go through each and every one of these passings, as well as to go through a heart attack on July 21st, 2009. His reaction was, I didn't know. I really, honestly didn't know. A man that denied the fact that he would ever have heart disease is now thinking seriously about what he needs to do to prevent it. See, it doesn't always have to be the victories. You take what you've experienced and you share it forward. I'm Arroe, and that really is what I was writing while the sun was waking up on a brilliant new day.